What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Jorphany channel, and today we are going to talk about relationship problems.
Yes, seems to be like a very special, popular topic. So we're going to break down just a little bit what we think are some of the main components that couples get to work on, and you're going to see a difference in your relationship.
So one thing that definitely comes to mind first is not bringing baggage from your previous relationships into your new relationship. And what that means is whatever you experienced in a previous relationship the purpose was for it to teach you a lesson. And if you didn't actually learn the lesson and actually do the healing work, then you're just going to repeat that same lesson into your next relationship. So it's very important that you don't jump from one relationship to the next without learning what you were supposed to learn.
Yeah, and that's actually a great way to look at when you have a breakup or, you are no longer with someone. Instead of looking at it as a breakup, like Lisa Nichols says, no one's broken. You learned a lesson. Once you take in that lesson, then you can move on with life and your journey. But if you continue not to learn the lesson, then you're going to keep repeating the same pattern over and over again. And assuming that your new relationship is going to be like the same person in your last one is going to be a downfall, because what if you're already past that, but you continue to carry that on and place judgment on your new partner based on something that you experienced in the past? It serves no one.
Exactly. Another thing is communication. And there's a lot of misunderstandings when it comes to communication. So for example, one thing could be very simple where maybe you tell your partner like, hey love, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends on tonight or something. And the man or the woman who tells their partner that might feel like, oh, well, I don't want to feel like I'm telling them what to do, or like I need permission, and so maybe I just won't tell them. And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, I was waiting for you, or something like that. And those little small things can make a big difference. And so it's the misunderstanding of what the communication is. From our perspective, we feel like you're respecting your time and your partner's time when you actually communicate things like that. Because whenever I hang out with my friends, or maybe I'm going to go to a training or like a meetup for entrepreneurs, I tell Stephanie like, hey love, I'm going to go to this real estate event. And the reason I tell her is so that she's not waiting for me at home, and I'm like, hey, you can go, she can do whatever she wants. Hey, she could journal, be on YouTube, be working on our business, visit her mom, hang out with her siblings. And so by me actually communicating to her, it communicates that I respect her time. So again, she's not waiting for me. So something simple like that can make a huge difference.
Yeah, and then with communication, it goes to, I think that's one of the biggest components, but just getting clear as to what you're trying to tell your partner. So another example would be, we did this on our live, the example we did.
Oh yeah.
What was it? You came from, like, hypothetical, you came home from work and it's Friday night, and I say, hey babe, like, let's go, to a comedy show or to dinner and something. And Jorge's like, babe, like, let's just stay in, like, I'd just rather stay in. And then here goes my brain just going a million miles per hour, like, oh, you never want to hang out, like, it's all about whatever you want to do, this relationship is so boring, we don't do exciting stuff anymore, and they're just placing that blame, when in reality, what did you really mean?
In reality, I meant what I said is, I don't feel like going out, let's just stay in.
Because he's exhausted, he had a long week of work, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? And then so taking kind of control as opposed to, oh, this is happening to me, could be like, okay, well, let's stay in today, but how about when can we go on a date or like a sexy night out or whatever, and communicate that, and then be like, oh, okay, well, we're sleeping in tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow, could totally work. And it's just a matter of that. And so we feel like in a relationship, there is a lot of, like, sometimes, like, you could say something, but because you got your prejudgments and whatever going on up here, you think it's something else, but it's like, no, I actually just meant this. So it's just getting clarity.
So what we actually did on our Instagram live, by the way, guys, follow us on Instagram at Jorphany in case you're not already. We'll link it down below. And we do Instagram lives. We're posting content every single day. Truly amazing. And so one of the practices that we did on this particular Instagram live was a communication practice where you're able to repeat and what your partner says, and therefore not only does it communicate at a higher level, but it also makes your partner feel heard. So if I was to say, I don't feel like going out today, let's just stay in, then Stephanie would say, so what I'm hearing you say is that, you're tired, you had a long day of work, and you don't want to go out. right? So then she repeated exactly what I said, and so it makes me feel heard instead of like reacting or going to like a negative idea of why I said that. She's able to understand me, and like they said, seek to understand first, then to be understood. So that's a great practice that we encourage you guys to use as well.
Yeah, and what is it called?
A reflective conversation.
There you go. So even go there. It may sound silly at first, but it works. Like, just kind of get permission from both parties. Like, let's have a reflective. This is not a like choke me moment. Like, come at me. Just like, this is what I'm receiving? Is this what I'm understanding? And then the other person can be like, yes, this is what I'm saying, or no, this is what I'm actually trying to say. And it's gonna solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, the last thing we wanted to talk about is trust to avoid these relationship problems. So again, it sort of connects to bringing the baggage when you haven't done the work or actually worked on what was your learning lesson in your previous relationship. So one of the things that you want to do going into a new relationship is don't assume that this is the same person, because there's two types of relationships that Lisa Nichols, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a purposeful and then there's a lifetime. So maybe your purpose with the first relationship was to learn a lesson, and that should be done with. You learned it, move on from it. But if you bring that same experience, or you treat your new partner like you did, as if they're doing the same thing that your previous partner, then obviously you're gonna have issues there. So don't go into a new relationship immediately being concerned and being insecure. You want to actually trust them, give them the benefit of the doubt, and then in the event that something was to happen, only then can you actually respond appropriately. But trust them at first, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yep, that's I think one of the bigger ones that we get to work on. We have another video on trust and jealousy. Was the title?
Yeah, trust and jealousy.
Yeah, so check it out.
Or jealousy and insecurities, I think.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So we go more into detail with that, but yeah, like he said, once that lesson is learned, like, you get to move on and let go of judgments, let go of having the walls up, because when you have your walls up, then you don't even let those that are really trying to love you come in. So
what we'll do, guys, is we'll actually link that video. We highly recommend. We're going to link that video in the description below so you guys can check it out. And we love, interacting and communicating with you guys. So feel free to comment below with any questions. Maybe one of these, stood out for you or landed for you. Give us some feedback. Which one did you like? Or maybe there's another thing that you see that is frequent in, for problems in relationships. So comment below. Make sure you guys subscribe. Hit the little bell so that you guys can be notified.
bye.